again, Donald Bell here at the DNA Lounge in San Francisco, California for the Cocktail Robotics Grand Challenge. I've described this to people as being like an adults-only maker fair where every project dispenses alcohol. It's incredibly fun and incredibly entertaining to see how different engineers and makers have made robots to dispense a drink. Let's go take a walk around and see how people are doing that. We're here with a new entry for the Cocktail Robotics Grand Challenge. Tell me about Melon Husk.
So Melon Husk is a bit of a Frankenstein of a lot of different things that have come together. He has aspirations to go to the moon, you can see back there, but he can't really fly just yet. These wings are not quite big enough. But there's a bunch of components that came together. You can tell he likes to work out because he's got the sleeves cut off as well. He's got to show those guns.
What kind of cocktail is he serving up?
So he's serving a melon mint vodka mix with some simple syrup.
And now I feel like I tell a lot of people about the robotics competition here. I think what most people are thinking about is a robot like this, like an actual, like, Android-looking robot that's going to serve them a cocktail. Tell me about the mechanics here.
So we did want to go with something that is more Android-looking rather than something that just has a bunch of dispensers. So we have a bunch of servos here. We've got the pumps that everybody, I think, is using. There's a Raspberry Pi back there controlling some of the logic. And then we have, it actually does function in terms of like at least getting ice into the cup.
It's got like a lunar-like quality to it. I definitely get some melon.
I like that you're doing a little bit more tequila for the on.
Ah, yeah. It's got like it's like a melted popsicle kind of like vibe to it. Yeah, melted moon pop. Very cool. Well, thank you again for talking to me, Luke.
Thank you so much.
All right, I'm here with Sagar and Blaster, the third year returning for Blaster.
That's right.
All right, tell me about this particular robot.
Well, we built our first robot, Inebriate, which is a giant thing over there, a few years ago, and it worked great and made lots of drinks, but we felt like there was just too much in between imbibing alcohol, and the robot. So we decided to take out everything there. There's no glass, there's no waiting, there's no, there's still some time in the air, I guess. But now, it's the bare essentials. You walk out in front of the robot, look at it, open your mouth, and it'll shoot the alcohol directly in. Just so you don't waste any time,
That's incredible. Now, how is it detecting where your face is? What's the software for solving that problem?
Yeah, so we are actually choosing an open, off-the-shelf OpenCV face model. It actually works pretty great. It's a little finicky, but that's actually good most of the time because everyone has to be looking straight on. They can't tilt their head, they gotta actually be paying attention. So it's not a bug, it's a feature in my opinion that it requires you to be a little bit, on the ball. There's two separate motors, one for each axis, and so it's a two-axis system. We can turn left and right and look up and down.
That's incredible. I love this little pressurized system here. I've not seen anything kind of this small for making something like this work.
It was pretty hard to miniaturize that. It's a little bit of a hack, so we modified the cat manually using a drill bit, and we tapped it to put in the threads for this adapter. And yeah, it mostly just works.
Thank you for talking to me. I really love your robot, and I'm glad you brought it back this year. I'm here with Samuel from Obtainium Works, and he is here again with Tiki Tron, one of my favorite cocktail robots of all time.
Thank you.
Tell me about Tiki Tron.
Tiki Tron is our third drink bot. We've been working on a series of drink bots over the years because we love the fun and adventure of adding fantasy and whimsy to cocktail making.
Great. And so the sacrifice is also the drink selection.
Correct.
Tell me about how drinks are selected with Tiki Tron.
Please, let's start at the beginning over here.
Why not?
So all the drinks are stored here in our famous Tiki Hut with the secret pumps, all right there. All the technology is hidden right there. And we have a whole selection of fantastic idols of different shapes and styles and colors. The ones with the red lines indicate alcoholic in nature. The ones with the green lines indicate non-alcoholic in nature. So what you do with drinks like these is that you drop them into the volcano to make a sacrifice. And so what one would do, like this one, this is my favorite, the Mai Tai is one of the most famous drinks in all of Tiki-dom, right here. So I will show you how this works.
Now, before you sacrifice your idol here, correct me if I'm wrong, but is there a RFID tag or something about the idol that will tell your technology what drink you're doing?
Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. But yes, there's an RFID chip.
Ah, look at that.
So we learned a lot from Adafruit technology, and so we have a Raspberry Pi B Plus in here, hooked up with several motor hats that connect to all of the motorized pumps and the LED lights and a sound system we have in here as well. And so we have a Adafruit reader, RFID card reader, at the bottom of this volcano. As long as you're within an inch or so of the reader, this will work. Each chip has a unique ID.
All right.
And then we drop the sacrifice in. And we dance! We dance! The eyes are glowing. The drink is dispensing. The smoke is coming out of the volcano.
Oh.
Quality cocktail.
Thank you for this, Samuel. I appreciate you taking the time to talk to me, and I appreciate you bringing Tiki Tron back to the Cocktail Robotics competition.
Thank you, sir.
I'm not just interviewing people about robots here. I actually brought my own. This is Frosty. This is my own creation of sorts. It's kind of a hodgepodge of different projects. So I've got a project from John Edgar Park of Adafruit. He made a Drinky Bot chiller, or chilled Drinky Bot, I think is what he called it. So he has all the instructions up for how to make this thermo-electrically cooled chiller for a cocktail. So right now you can actually see it pulling up the chilled cocktail using the peristaltic pump and then pumping that through this 3D printed head and into the cup. The idea is that you're getting a super chilled cocktail, and you can actually see the temperature readout right here in Celsius of how cold we were able to get the beverage before it pumps out. So the animatronic head is using a Pololu Maestro 6-channel servo driver board, and so that's running the animatronic little eye movement. And then over here, just for ambiance, I've got a Raspberry Pi driving a video that I created just for branding the Frosty through a CRT, little mini portable television. So that's Frosty, or Frosty the Drinky Bot, as I've been calling him. An amalgamation of different projects, many of which I've covered on the Maker Update show that I do for Digi-Key. And now they are here on a table, delighting people and making me a little bit of money, hopefully. All right, so there you go. That was your own personal tour of the Cocktail Robotics Grand Challenge here in San Francisco. I hope you had fun, maybe even got a little inspired to make a robot of your own. For Digi-Key Electronics, I'm Donald Bell. I'll see you next time.